Something serious is happening in the northern part of the country. Of most pronounced is the dichotomy and the division within the northern part of Nigeria. Today, the middle belts refuse to be addressed or identified as the Arewas. With these escalations and developments, the North numerical strength seems to be weakened, and this will have some political implications in the next general election. Now, the same Arewas has been accused to be responsible for the death of most Muslim Yorubas prominent politicians, the likes of Eke-O Abiola and Kudirat Abiola, his wife. And the question is, why this sudden divide and conquer solidarity being expressed by the Fulanis, thinking they could convince the Aus or the Yoruba Muslims that they are being marginalized in a way that they may win the sympathy of the Muslim Yoruba faithfuls, not forgetting the past. In the most recent, of course, in some communities, Muslim communities within the Yoruba communities, where attacks were carried out by the Fulanese militias or militias, the Yoruba Muslim people has been victimized in the course of this. And yet, the Fulanis, not minding that the casualties were also practicing the same Islamic religion, they went ahead to defend their kinsmen, the herdsmen, the Fulani herdsmen, supporting them and defending them at all costs. Now, the question is why the sudden divide and conquer solidarity being expressed by the Fulanis today, thinking that the Yorubas are not more wiser than ever imagined. The question is, let's get to extrapolate at this and know exactly what is playing out as this numerical strength, which has been an advantage to the North in deciding the outcome of the election, gradually is fading away as more political consciousness and awareness is being created. And in the current realities and in-depth understanding of what has been playing out, considered as an exclusive dominance being designed and deployed by the Fulani nation in a bid to keep the Middle Belt under perpetual subjugation. You know, of most recent, the Middle Belt came up with certain developments, citing that they are the majority when it comes to numerical strength. They have more than 60% of the numerical strength of the North, of which the Arewas has been claiming or perhaps taking advantage of. But today, they are the most uh, destabilized region in the North. They are not being integrated even in the project or program of the North in a bid to silence the Middle Beltans. There have been several attacks motivated and sponsored by the Fulanis to reduce the populations and grab more land for themselves. And this exclusive dominance has been traceable to 1804 when the Fulanis deployed the same mechanism, divide and conquer solidarity with the Hausas, pitching them against their own Sarikis, kings, and traditional uh, rulers. And eventually they succeeded motivating the locals, the Hausa locals, uh, to revolt against their own kings and sarikis. And eventually they took such opportunity to subjugate them, intone their own emirate council or leadership. When you consider what has transpired between then, the Usman Danfodio movement or conquest and the exclusive subjugation or dominance of the Hausa people today is more pronounced and could be understood today that the Hausa communities or states could barely express themselves in terms of politics or national issues or interests. Most of the major prominent politicians from the north are mainly the Fulani extractions. You begin to ask how suddenly that other ethnic nationalities are not coming up or advancing in their political careers and in playing a role, a vital role, and more pronounced role in deciding the power, of course, brokers within the middle belt, which forms part of the north. The middle belt are now coming to say this same strategy they have deployed over the years to ensure that the exclusive dominance of the middle belters is being attained, and they are extending this same strategy of divide and conquer strategy and solidarity to the southwest using the instrumentality of the willing troops from the Muslim faithfuls of Yoruba extraction, not minding the implication of such. And of course, we have reference to what have played out in the past. Let's get to know this. There was they were responsible, okay, for the death of Alhaji Salu Adebeji and her brother, okay, Balogu, has been alleged. The Fulani herdsmen attack happened in a Muslim community of Okeogun. Didn't Arewa still defend their herdsmen brothers against the Muslim faithfuls who were victimized by this act of recklessness on the part of the herders of Fulani militias? Now, suddenly, they want to form emergency divide and conquer solidarity. They want to suddenly form a divide and rule solidarity. Why? When it matters most, in most critical issues, they align with their Fulani kinsmen and defend them at all costs. So this same strategy is being deployed by the Fulanis as their most as their political calculation and strategy is being weakened and exposed today. It is very clear now that the middle Beltans are more, of course, comfortable to align with the southern people than trusting the Arewas or the Fulanis for any political engagement or treaty or solidarity or alliance, as the case may be at this time, because the middle veterans has felt marginalized, oppressed, and secluded from the process of governance and the proceeds of such victory has not been well experienced by an average middle belt up to this moment. Now, let's also look at this development. The same thing happened to MKO Abiola. Is when MKO Abiola died, despite being a Muslim, the Arewas fails to protest or show some level of solidarity because it does not in any way jeopardize their interests. The interest mainly does not lie in religion. Of course, they sometimes use religion as a cover in order to achieve or project their political interests of exclusive dominance. You see, when, of course, that affected Abiola in the process of nullifying the June 1993 election, the entire Arewa people never showed any sense of solidarity. They never protested, and of course, were accused of masterminding the death of MK Abiola and his lovely wife. And today, it's red stars. They want to act as if they care about Yoruba Muslims. Today, they want to act as if they care about the Yoruba Muslims. While in reality, that does not exist. Now, this person went further to say, which is very interested and very important, we know. They say they want to use the same strategy they used to deceive the Hausas in 1804 to deceive the Yorubas, but it won't work. Everyone is wise in Nigeria today. The same strategy of divide and conquer, and of course, have exclusive dominance and spread their own political dynasty or expand their own political horizon and dominance using the instrumentality of religion. But some persons do not understand this strategy that it has been working and paying off today. Suddenly, the Fulani ethnic nationality rose to fame when it comes to issues of politics and deciding the political feature of the North. It's the Fulanis that have the say, not any other ethnic nationalities, not any other group within the northern part of the country. And as you can see now, the most opposition the Tinubu's administration is receiving now is from the Arewas, the Fulanis. You can see them sitting up, having consultations, making certain moves and calculations in order to oust Ahmed Bola Tinubu in office because they understood that Ahmed Bola Tinubu is not a meat to chew and cannot be under their own caprice or control. So they have seen ahead of time that this guy will truncate most of their political calculations and eventually sideline most of their projects and agenda within the Nigerian state as they front or project their ultimate exclusive dominance, that a point will come that before you cough in Nigeria, you must take permission from the Fulani, regardless of wherever region you are coming from. And this seems to be playing out in the last general elections. You know how El-Rufai, Nasir El-Rufai came single-handedly, boasting that they have the ability to install Tinubu Muslim ticket will fly, regardless of any other considerations, opinion that may be heard in contradiction. And this eventually played out. They, of course, did all they could to make sure that the Muslim ticket flies. And today, on the basis of competence, which RFI claims, but today they are still opposing the same competence. RFI told Nigerians and the world that the basis for which the Arewas were supporting Tinubu and Shetima tickets was because it was based purely on competence and not religion. Religion is secondary. Now, how suddenly they are now opposing that, capacity? Is it something we should understand at this time? That it is not just about the religion, it is about the interest, the political interests and calculations that does not favor Erufai. They could not have some exclusive dominance in deciding. Of course, today they are coming to say that most of the revered institutions or entitled, they use the word entitlement mentality, that Tinubu has, of course, removed them from the grip or the hold or control of the North, just as the custom general, controller general of custom. You see, it was a heavy shake for the Fulanis, who has remained perpetually in control of those sensitive positions, and they consider any attempt to dislodge them from that is a threat to their political interests and economic programs to control the economy and the politics, political power within the Nigerian state. Now, with this smart move being carried out by Ahmed Bola Tinubu, they already felt threatened with the most recent development. The tax reform bill, of course, has been greatly, widely opposed even by the Fulani Caliphate and their political elites. Just to say the least, the recent decentralization of the School of Aviation is another, of course, heavy uh, crack to chew, as the North have gone agog, running agog, fighting with all the strength and engaging the media in making consultations to make sure that Tinubu reverses such policies, that it is not in the interest of the Arewa people, not just in the interest of the North. Now, trying to strike a balance within the system is considered a threat. Trying to make sure that every region have a sense of feeling and a sense of belonging, and in the interest of national consciousness and development, they said that is a threat. And now inciting and, of course, trying to get other ethnic nationalities to have sympathy, to work sympathy that the North is being marginalized and suppressed. How? Talking about the poverty index, it has been there. 8 years of Buhari, he could not lift a pin out of the poverty stricken region. The question is, who was responsible for impoverishing the entire northern population, which is very unfortunate. But then, when you consider that what the Fulanis are after, or the Arewas, is their political interest. Whether the North is poor or not is immaterial. You have most billionaires within the Nigeria from the North. The North has been within the corridor of power for barely more than 40 years, or about 47 years, close to half a century. Now, who should they blame for the states of poverty in the North? Will they blame Tinubu administration, who is just about less than 2 years today, as they claim that Tinubu would have concentrated in addressing the issue of poverty in the North? as the people are suffering. Were they not suffering during Buhari's time? What did Buhari do? Unfortunately, he created uh, more opportunities for terrorism to expand. You have the bandits, you have other influx of terrors, terror cells from different parts of the Sahel regions down to Nigeria. Recall there was a time Buhari gave such free, visa free on arrival to the Fulani nation, regardless of wherever they reside. So they should not blame the South for their dilemma. Rather, they should blame, of course, the misused opportunities, unfortunately, that may not be regained. They have the exclusive responsibility to address the spike of insecurity and poverty in the North if they have interests of the North at heart. But that is far from being the reality today. Now, what else could they do? Having seen that their relationship they have most benefited from the middle belt is being severed with this latest development as the middle belt are showing strong dislike and lack of continuity to continue to identify with the Arewas. They have made it very clear they are not Arewas. And in real sense, is a sense of rejection. And that will definitely impact negatively in their bid or agenda of returning power back to themselves, not just to the North. Because whosoever that must be projected, of course, to protect the Fulani interest, not the Northern interest, must likely be from the Fulani extraction or loyal to the exclusive dominance of the Fulani race. Let's get to know what is your own take regarding this development via the comment section as we continue this deliberation in subsequent time. Bye for now. See you at the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel where we bring in-depth analysis of events as they continue to unfold. And the Chigos and the host anchor. Bye for now.